Talk about your early years and when you hooked up with Todd Braun and you got the trim spa thing all put together. Talk about those early years.
Oof, man, that's going back to 2003. We were doing all this stuff, and I had a deal on the table with Trim Spa and Robbie Gordon. We actually we were going to contract, met up in Loudon, went the following week up to Trim Spa's headquarters up in New Jersey, and we were getting ready to close that deal, and it was my first big deal. And him and John Story, they ended up signing Fruit of the Loom that same week. And I got bounced. And my roommate at the time, J.D. Kramer, he's an old sprint car guy. You remember his dad, Bob, and all the stuff they used to do. And he was like, you got to go see this Todd Braun guy. And I was like, man, like, I don't know this guy, you know, and it's, you know, it's just, yeah, I was pretty down. And it was Labor Day weekend. And he goes, go talk to Andy Graves. He used to run my dad's team. He's running Chip's place. They got a developmental deal with Braun. He'll shoot you straight. So that Monday, Labor Day '03, went and met with Andy. They were still up here in Lakeside over in the Mooresville shop up there. Front row's there now. I think Biffle owns the building. But it was I walked in there and I spent a couple hours with Andy, and he laid it out, and he got me comfortable. And I went and talked to Todd for the next couple months, and he ended up giving me my first gig, and we closed that Trim Spot deal in January.
Yeah, and that turned out to be such a great deal for you, wasn't it?
Well, it's super good. I mean, Todd has done a ton for me over the years, and you're talking 18, 19 years now.
Yeah,
great relationship, a really, really good friend. Done a lot for each other, and it's just we've won our fair share of Busch races, Xfinity races, and had a lot of fun, and it was a good family ordeal, and that kind of led to he got out once Turner got in.
Yep.
And then that he got back into the sport when Justin Haley, his nephew, they tried to make a run at this, and we started that in 2015, and he caught his big break with college here now, and running the Cup Series on Sundays for those guys, and doing a hell of a job. Super proud of that. So it definitely comes all full circle.
Yeah. I've got to tell this story about Todd Braun, and you guys were in Kansas City. We're down at Power and Light. We were out having a good time, and Todd says, "Hey Scott, I want to give you some advice." Right. And I'll never forget this as long as I live. And I'm thinking, all right, Todd's going to give me some advice. He's going to tell me the plan. He's going to help me navigate this thing down the road so I can be successful with my ARCA team. He pulls me aside. He takes me over into the corner of the room, and he looks at me. I said, all right, Todd, give me some advice. He said, get out now. I'll never forget that as long as I live. I'm thinking that he's going to give me all this great advice, right? And Todd looks at me dead in the eye and says, get out now.
Well, it was good counsel, though, wasn't it?
It was the best advice anybody gave me, to be honest with you, because I was losing my ass at the time,
Yeah.
You know what the problem was, TJ, is that we started out so good with that ARCA team, right? My first race, I qualified 11th at Kansas Speedway, was running in the top 10 when I crashed. And then we put Boyer in the car. We went down to Nashville. We qualified 7th, led 47 laps, lost the lead with 9 laps to go, ran second, went down to Charlotte, ran in the top 5 all night down there before the rain set in on us, and we got caught during a pit stop, and it was a bad deal for us. But, when you have that success immediately out of the box, you think, man, I can do this, right? I'm going to throw everything in the kitchen sink at it to try to make this happen. And, well, after my life savings was gone, I realized that I couldn't do it.